Hey, Slunch do Buckaroos. How the heck are you? I am Tom, the Beer Whisperer. And I've got two beers that I picked up on vacation back at the end of September. So I figured it's time to try to finish some of this stuff off. I think this is my last one of this one, though. It is Smells Like a Safety Meeting, India Pale Ale. I got two from Dark Horse. I don't remember if I said that or not. Dark Horse Brewing. Smells like a safety meeting. This is a big malty IPA. It's almost feels like a throwback. 8.5%, 48 IBUs. This India Pale Ale is very reminiscent of the hops cousin in the mulberry family. Lots of hop aroma with just the right amount of bitterness between the secret blend of the most dank hops we can get our hands on and a more than healthy dose of double dry hopping. This beer can be announced to the nose from across the room that someone definitely is having a safety meeting. Again, pairs well with a burger, fries, and a safety meeting. This one, there's a date on here. I was trying to read, canned on 7/30 of 24, and I bought this probably 9/27 or 28. I think it was the 27th that I picked it up. So it was about 2 months old when I bought it, and I've had it since then. So I'm probably past that point where a lot of IPA drinkers tend to get a little squeamish, but I don't usually worry about such things. Oh man, I do like this beer though. And that's maybe because it does kind of feel like a little bit of a throwback to me, a little maltier than most. It is hoppy, but not overly so. Not a lot of bitterness, not a lot of lingering bitterness. Let me say that. Oh, that's gorgeous. Fooling around with a slideshow. As the reason I grabbed this one is this picture happened to pop up during the slideshow. So I thought, oh yeah, let me grab that one. Figuring out how the backdrops thing works, trying to put together. I'm going to put together more and more, more strategic, if you will, slideshows. But this one's kind of random. I'll do one specifically for whiskey, one specifically for beer. But this one's got a lot of both on it. I'll do one for some social issues, and I'll put all my pictures that make sense together. Oh, mercy. This beer is really good, man. It is big and hoppy, but again, a lot of dankness. They mentioned dankness. Yes, it is very sticky in a good way. If you're into specific herbs, you might feel that on the nose. This beer is just put together well, man. It really is. My second dark horse beer will be Plead the Fifth S'more. Their s'more version of their Plead the Fifth Imperial Stout. But I wanted to start with this great big IPA, mostly because the picture came. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have even thought about it. The picture came up as, oh, I just saw one in the fridge. I got one. That's how my mind works. Mind is a terrible thing to waste. Oh, mercy. Man, that is just a delightful beer. Dark Horse is doing some great stuff. I don't get them in my neck of the woods. I actually found these at a Randall's on the other side of the river just before we crossed into Missouri. coming back from vacation on the tail end of our vacation. So I'm trying to remember if it was the 27th or 28th when I picked this one up. Regardless, it was about the 2-month area when I bought it. A little past that. But in all honesty, I don't feel like it's lost a step. I think a lot of folks are just paranoid. Oh, you can't let it go past this. Really? And I've had some beers change over time. That's not necessarily unusual. It's not necessarily bad either. The beer isn't necessarily going to go bad on you, but it will evolve. And quite frankly, sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that needs that little bit of change. But I drank this beer when I first brought it home. I'm having it now, 3 months plus later. I don't think it's changed any. In all honesty, I'm still feeling that dankness, those big hop notes. So I don't think. I mean, I don't have the ability to time warp and drink this beer with myself 3 months ago. But it doesn't feel like it's changed. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this beer. I think a lot of folks just get that bizarre notion in their head that something's only going to last so long when it's just not true. Oh man, that is just delicious though. That's just good, man. I don't care who you are. Uh, Anyways, I digress. I'm gonna go stop the camera here, and I'm gonna grab beer number 2, and I'll be right back. 2 beers with the Beer Whisperer, both from Dark Horse Brewing out of Michigan. I am Tom, the Beer Whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, pervert as a man. All right, good guy, slash you. Hey, Sludge, how you do, Buckaroos? Well, I told you I'd be back with beer number 2. I had to take a little pause for the cause, though. Anyway, Plead the Fifth some more. This is our bourbon barrel aged Russian Imperial Stout. Aromas of dark fruit, chocolate, caramel, and roasted malts. Our Russian Imperial Stout that you know and love, aged in bourbon barrels with the added aromas of chocolate graham cracker, roasted marshmallows, and your favorite campfire. ABV on this is 11%. Oh, damn, I didn't realize it was that big. Holy Moses, man. 41 IBUs. Pairs well with stout chili burgers and a winter tailgate with friends. I would add a nice steak, a good ribeye to be more specific. I would also add a nice beef stew or brisket even. Let me show you the can there. I like Dark Horse products. I wish I can get them here in Springfield. I cannot. I picked this up on the other side of the river at a Randall's in Fairview Heights, I think it is. Is that Fairview Heights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Randall's Fairview Heights, just before you get to the Missouri side. So anyway, I got this poured here. I've taken a picture, but I hadn't checked the nose yet or taken a drink. Oh God. As a beautifully done Imperial Stout. Then you've got those added flavors, which I'll be honest, I'm not typically a fan of. But if it's done right, I don't necessarily hate added flavors if it's done for something specific, right? Here they're trying to do something very specific. Also, if it doesn't take over the original beer, right? I still, even though I expect to taste graham cracker and marshmallow and chocolate in here, I still want to feel that original Imperial Stout. Oh my God, that's just amazing. Oh Lord have mercy. So yeah, graham cracker. You can smell the graham cracker. You can smell the marshmallow, the chocolate, but it doesn't lose that original Russian Imperial, and that's what I love about beers like this. When you can add those things, but it doesn't kill your original product. Big roasted barley notes. You can feel those bourbon barrel notes in there. So you've got a lot of vanilla happening, a lot of oak. And although you can taste those roasted marshmallow like notes, they're not overpowering or overwhelming. Oh my God, that's just delicious. That really is. I started with their Smells Like a Safety Meeting, which is one of the best names for a beer ever. That's just brilliant, man. And then the Plead the Fifth some more. The regular Plead the Fifth is brilliant, but this one just takes it somewhere else, right? Takes it to another place. Do I like this better than the original? Well, the honest answer is no, because I am a purist at heart, but I do appreciate what they've done here. And part of that is, well, I have to admit this, I don't like s'mores. I don't know, they're just messy. I feel like there's too many components arguing with each other. The graham cracker, the marshmallow, the chocolate. I don't like it. It's mostly the graham cracker. I'm not a huge graham cracker fan. But knowing what they're trying to do here, I appreciate what they've been able to accomplish. Yeah, I had to go on record. I don't like s'mores. I've never liked them, even as a kid. They just didn't make sense to me. I love a roasted marshmallow. I love melted chocolate, especially dark chocolate, but you put it in a graham cracker, and that does not make sense to me at all. That just argues with my palate. None of those flavors just don't work together for me. The chocolate and marshmallow do. I'm not going to argue that, but the graham cracker, I don't understand the point of that. It makes no sense. I'd rather have it between two shortbread cookies. That makes sense. If I had two shortbread Girl Scout cookies and the chocolate and marshmallow, now that's a sandwich that makes sense to me, but the graham cracker does not. This beer does, though. My s'more rant aside, this beer does make perfect sense to me. Remembering my hard truth, boy. That was the sweet mash bourbon. That was at 90 proof, I believe. And I was doing a maple, must have been doing a maple old fashioned with that baby. Because I was using the Sweetwater bourbon barrel aged maple, which I still have a little bit of. Amazingly enough. I mean, I've had it for over 90 days now, and I've used a lot of it. I mean, I've used it in a lot of cocktails, but hell, I put it on some pancakes. It's been on some breakfast items. I ain't gonna lie, it's good. Hard Truth products are the real deal, in my opinion. They're doing some great stuff, but they're cask sweet mash rye. That product is beyond beautiful. Oh, that's nice. This is a nicely done beer. Dark Horse puts a lot of things together well. In all honesty, I didn't. I was just grabbing some stuff. I thought I was picking up something else. Had I realized this was the s'more at the time, I probably wouldn't have bought it because I don't usually buy stuff like this. I'm glad I did though, because it really is delicious. The regular Plead the Fifth was amazing, and there were several stuff all together, and I thought I was grabbing something else, so I didn't realize I had the s'more until I got it home. But nevertheless, man, I'm glad I got it. It really is good. Sometimes you just gotta intentionally or accidentally, as the case may be, get out of your comfort zone. Forget what you think you like and just try it anyway. Because I am glad I bought this one. It really is good. Oh. I let it warm up for a little bit before popping it because this is a beer you probably really want at about 55 to 60. Some might even say 60, 65, but for me, 55, 60 is about optimal. That's cellar temp. I hate when people say room temp because it's not room temp. You should be drank at room temp. No, nothing should ever be drank at room temp. It should be drank at cellar temp, which is typically between 50 and 65 degrees. Or for me, I like 55 to 60. Because room temp is different, especially, here in the U.S., when we cover a lot of ground, room temp in, say, Missouri is different than, say, room temp in Phoenix. And nothing tastes good at 75 degrees. I don't care what you're drinking. But I hate when people say that should be drank at room temp. No, nothing should ever be drank at room temp. Room temp is a misnomer. It should be cellar temp. Anyway. And so, what's semantics, Tom? Yeah, possibly, but I mean, it's not the same thing. Room temp and cellar temp are not the same thing. So you really should say cellar temp. Regardless, rant aside, I'm just ready to scan one more time. Oh, this is really good, man. It is that dessert beer, right? It would be that fireplace beer. End of the evening. I'd say campfire beer, but it's awful cold outside. If you're into such things, all right. If you want to be freezing your ass off and sleep in the dirt, hey man. But let's say bonfire beer, be that perfect beer to sit out there with some friends. You're all bundled up. This is that kind of beer. So there you go. Anyways, I've done the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all around good guys. Thanks for tuning in, guys.